right. Well, nice to see you all. This is a QR code for the projects I'll be presenting in this presentation because some of them are NDA, and since we're live streaming and maybe I'll put it up on YouTube later, it's like you can access this, others won't be able to. So basically, and it's worth it, believe me. So it ties well to the story. So if you know, it's just a PDF, so like you can also share between each other. So yeah. There you go. That's my presentation. So 7 years of freelancer. Notes to my 19-year-old self. For those who don't know me, do they see me here with the camera? Is it? Yeah. Am I on cam? Okay, that's good.
Well, there's a couple of cameras, but yeah, there's one over there.
Okay, that's good. Very good. Just making sure, just making sure. Am I loud enough as well?
Yeah.
Speaking up. Okay, I will speak up. So if you don't know me, my name is Davor. I am a freelance Webflow developer based in Germany. And I've been doing it for a couple of years now. Went through a lot of ups and downs. And today's talk is going to be really just me sharing my story. It's going to be as raw and honest as possible. I have an introduction that I will read to you. I will tell you the stories that I've experienced over the years, year by year. And at the end, I will also have an outro that I will also read to you because I want to bring the points across well. So that's what I will do. So I would start with the introduction. So I started my journey as a web designer and developer during COVID. In 2020, I landed my first paid client, a 90-euro website project. Only 2 years later, I became the lead Webflow developer for multiple billion-dollar companies in the Middle East. This was also when I did my first 10,000 euro months in business, and I never looked back since. Entrepreneurship, or freelancing, gave me the freedom I had long looked for. It allowed me to travel to places I never thought I would see, to meet amazing people I otherwise would have never met, and in many ways experience what life could truly offer to us. But here is the most important lesson I've got from all this. Business forces you to grow as a man. It shows where you lack skills. It teaches where you must get better. Business brutally exposes every single one of your weaknesses. And the only way to achieve your dreams is to wake up every single day and confront these weaknesses. Yes, it's painful. Growth is painful. But not achieving your goals and reaching your full potential is also painful. So you choose your pain. I invite you to look at the goals in your life and ask yourself, A, what price do I actually have to pay in order to achieve my goals? AKA, what sacrifices do I have to make? And B, am I willing to endure the pain to make my dreams become reality? Of course, you can also find comfort in the safe route. Finish school, get a job, have a company pay your salary, and the state provide for your retirement. Most of us were taught this way by school and society. I will never judge anyone for choosing this path. My parents fled from the Balkan War, and Germany gave them a better chance to win in life. I am grateful they passed the opportunity down to me. It is honorable in its own way. But when I hear people say that entrepreneurship isn't for everyone, I disagree. I believe that the spirit of entrepreneurship lies in every single one of us. We weren't made to work in jobs for others. God created us to be free, to take responsibility for our own life, and provide for ourselves and those we love independently, all through our own hard work. While 2025 was the hardest year of my career, as you will see from my presentation, it has only strengthened this belief of mine. I see entrepreneurship as a way of life, and I want to keep playing the game until the very end. Everyone can make the choice. Define what winning in life means to you. Make sure you understand the cost and sacrifice you need to make, and then work towards the life you truly want. That way you know, while you will endure hard times, it will always also be worth it. That was a short introduction. I wanted to give you. And now I'm going to, well, tell a story in short or maybe in long. Depends how it goes. It's going to be free flow. And I won't hold back. So, if I say something, then I mean it really. So we have 7 chapters. The early days, which is basically me until I started with business. The beginning 2020, building the business 2021, going all in 2022. The fruits of labor, the hardships of the year, and what the next 100 years, hopefully, next 100 days may look like. And then as well, an outro, which I will also read to you. So, quick intro to myself. From my early days, I was born in 2000, so I'm 25 years old, born to Croatian parents. As you can see, I've been playing football. I've been obsessed with football and school and math and video games, and that's kind of been my life throughout my childhood and teenage years. There's not really much to it, to be honest. I never thought about business, really. That's the key point, I guess. I finished school in 2018. I went on to study something. I don't really remember. I studied something, but the first tries of business were in 2019. That's when the first idea of, hey, maybe I could try to do something on my own came up. I tried a little bit of like drop shipping, and like I made some money, and then I didn't have any money to spend on ads anymore. So like it was just half-hearted tries basically. But there was something. So that was kind of the early days. You can see me in the bottom left actually. This is me playing the tamburica. It's like a Croatian instrument. You also have like long hair. I look like Luka Modric. It's nothing to do with the story. It's just, I guess it's funny. But that's me basically. But it really started during COVID. So when the lockdowns happened, I realized that I need to kind of lock in. Oh man. Sorry. I had to lock in basically. I had to actually get into doing actual work. So I started with websites. What I saw during that period of time was my siblings. They were home a lot, obviously, and so I started watching a lot of television. And I didn't like the programs they were watching, so I made like a little website where they had like some wholesome TV shows and movies they could watch, so we would watch that together. And that was my first website, actually. If you now have the link, you can actually see the free sites that I'm showing you now. It's still there today. And that was like the first website I made. I made it with like Jimdo, I think. I think it was Jimdo. But that website I did, which was not about me making money, it was just me trying to like do something good, right? My father saw that. He told a relative of mine who's a businessman. And at the time I was switching study fields, and I had to have like a 6-week period where I would like basically just work on something in the digital space. And so my father told my relative about it, who's a businessman. And I went to him and I made the website for this football club. That was the actual first bigger project. I did that in WordPress. But don't worry, I moved everything over to Webflow by now. So, but yeah, I did that. And yeah, I shared it online, and then I got my first client actually, which is the project on the right side. It's still live today, and it still sells. It's a good friend from Serbia who is selling also these gusles instruments. And I made a shop for him for 90 euro. I thought to myself, it'll take like 10 hours, so I'll charge you 90 euro basically. But that was my beginning. That was 2020 basically. And I had a couple of more projects. I started getting paid for the work. And I ended the year with 2,000 euro in income. So, I mean, progress, right? Slow, but there was progress. Obviously, there was studying and everything, so I did what I could with the capacity I had. And then 2021 was when I started, to go more deep into it. I remember joining the Future Pro group. Okay, maybe some of you guys know it. Christo, you know, very, very famous. Learned a lot from him, learned a lot in the community, met a lot of great people. Sergey and Himanshi, till this day, very good friends of mine, accountability partners who helped shape me and still do. And that was really the year when also, you know, I learned a lot more through the community and through getting the feedback. Because the problem for me was I had nowhere to go, right? You guys here are in London. I mean, you can go to any place you want. You can meet up new people, just like us, just like we do today. And like the new people who are here today, they do that. But I was in a tiny village in South Germany. It's like nobody does Webflow there, right? So I kind of sat at home, and this was my way of community and of learning. Of course, there was a Webflow community on Twitter, which started popping up at the time, so that helped a lot as well. I met a lot of you guys already then. And yeah, started to get better, work better projects. I made 10K that year. I also spent all that money on courses again, so like nothing was left. But again, progress, right? Still building. And this was all next to studies still. And then 2022 was the year when I went all in. By January, I realized that I couldn't continue with my studies with university, and I had to make a choice whether I would actually do this properly or not. And I had talked with parents who obviously wanted me to, you know, go the academic way, which they were never able to do because they didn't have the chance. They gave me the chance, but I said, hey, I have something better. I want to do this business thing, right? That's me at 22 years old, right? But I said, hey, look, if you give me 6 months, I think and I know I can make this work, and I can get to 10K a month. I can make a living of this. Like, I've been doing this for some time now. I just need to focus on this. And they said yes. They said yes to, guess, a bit of my surprise maybe, but they were very supportive, and they are to this day. And the picture you see here is actually on the left is from a coaching program that I got in. The first call, I paid 7K for that coaching program, but I had like 4K in the bank. And so I split it into monthly payments. So basically by month 4, I had to make money, right? Otherwise I would be gone, right? So basically really making sure I'm committed to this. And I knew I had to do it. So that's what I did. On the right side, that's my first portfolio website that I launched. You can see I was a bit thinner then. Also funny, like for 2 years I didn't have a portfolio. It's like ridiculous, right, if you look back. But I had a portfolio, started marketing online and stuff. So, and I tried my best. I kept going. And then at some point this happened. So this was August, end of August. I was already almost at the end of this coaching program, so I was running out of money. I had some projects from the US, some from the UK, nothing major. Like the biggest one I had was 1.5K. And then this came up. So this was, I remember exactly, it was at 12 noon on a random Tuesday, I think, or Monday. Basically a time where I wouldn't check the job boards. Like I would check the job boards every day in the morning and the evening. This time I just checked it randomly. And I saw this message from 5 minutes ago from a guy looking for a couple of developers, right? And I sent him a message with a couple of test projects. I've been doing animation work and like building test projects for myself so I can showcase them. I shared it with him and we got into talks. And it was a 20-page design that I should develop in Webflow in 5 days. I was like, okay, this is a good opportunity, but how much should I charge for this, right? Basically, we go on a call, and I say, look, I think an agency is going to charge you 10 to 20K for this. A freelancer, maybe 5 to 10K. I don't know what to charge you. I want to do this, and I think I can do it. And he said, okay, let's do 10K. I was like, okay, sure, let's do it. Let's fucking do it. And well, that's how it looked like for the next couple of weeks, basically. I would darken my room and I would just work. You can see me on the right, I was on the brink of collapse, I guess. It's actually a screenshot from a video I found. It's amazing. But that's the pictures I have, and it was really, it was hard, obviously, because it was way above the capacity I had at the time. And a lot of times I was thinking, or my body was telling me to stop, to just leave it and not do it. But I knew in my mind I had to use this opportunity. I knew this opportunity came at the right time, and I had to make sure I deliver. And yeah, I mean, we delivered. We delivered. If you have the QR code, you can actually see the project. It's going to be on the next slide. That's right. Yeah, you can see on the left, that's me actually. And I've got other projects as well, so that's actually a screenshot and a text I did back then. And I found it yesterday on my phone, both of these. I don't make this up. It's like making 10K, the second month in a time also broke because I wasn't paid yet. I didn't get paid yet in full for everything. And the next day, not broke anymore. Yeah. Yeah. So if you check the website and the client, it was not a small client. It was like a massive jump from some local stuff to a $1 billion company in the Middle East. And the details are in the PDF, which I'm not allowed to share on the video. But that was my breakthrough. I suddenly had money. I suddenly was making money doing work. And so the first thing I did is I took my grandma and her friend to Jerusalem. That's what I always wanted to go to see Israel. I also met Sergio and his brother Diego. They went to Zadar, to Croatia, and I met them up there. And I also went to Berlin to meet my friend Leon, who has been in that program with me as well, and who was also starting to make good money. So that was the first thing I did, experiencing that freedom of being able to do these things. And yeah, I ended that year with 30K in the bank, and that was a good year. But at the end of it, that was when I became a full-time entrepreneur. So it took, from the moment I decided I wanted to do it till this moment, it took 3.5 years basically. So others may progress much faster, others may be slower. I think everybody has their own progress and clock. So don't see it as a baseline you need to reach, or if you have done better, then I'm very happy for you because you're better than me. That's good. So yeah. And then I used 2023 and 2024 to explore. On the left, you can see this was an apartment I rented for a month, like I spontaneously. Basically, I moved out and wanted to digitally nomad. So I got an apartment in Germany. I rented a car and I went to Croatia because the goal was to spend time in Croatia. I went to visit my extended family, and I also visited my great-grandma a couple of times. She lives in Croatia. I haven't seen her a lot, but I got to spend a couple of good moments with her. She got very good advice, very strong, very kind-hearted woman. She had 11 siblings and 8 children. Like if you list the family from her, it's like multiple documents, basically multiple sites, basically. So a lot of children, big family, and very hardworking, very, very big sacrifice. And I learned a lot from her. And that's the reason that I'm happy I did that, even though I was away from my family in Germany for half a year. She was 96 years old, yeah, and she died later that year. So, I got to learn a lot from her. And on the right, you can see when I went to Dubai that year, and that's my buddies that gave me that opportunity. And yeah, of course, Webflow. Webflow Conf 2023. Let me see actually, who's here from back then? Let's see, there you go, Ben. Yeah, you're there, you're there. Are you actually on that picture? I'm not sure. Yeah, you should be there. I've got I've got one with you as well there. But yeah, that was.
I'm behind Ivor as yoga.
Like here, right?
Yeah, somewhere over there.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, maybe I'll find the picture later. But yeah, that was the first time I met up with the Webflow community. Rahul, you're there. There you go. I see you. Yeah, London Webflow Conf, also the Jungle Jam with FinSuite, Joe Krug, saw Vlad as well. Mohammed, I don't think he's there tonight, but yeah, it was amazing. Oh, there you go. There you go, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. There you go. See, first meeting. That was 2023. So again, another thing is like you meet a lot of people that you otherwise wouldn't have because of this journey that you take on. And I also went to Saudi Arabia and explored a little bit of the historic region of Sinai and Split Rock. So that was me going there for, I think I spent 6K on that. And I went with an American tour group of 6 people. And then me basically somewhere in the desert. But it was quite spectacular. I mean, if you look at the stone on the left, I mean, it's a massive stone. It's crazy. Split in half, you know, water come out. Thank you. Yeah, then 2024. What's that?
Is it rock or rocks?
I mean, that's a rock, you know.
Yeah, big rock.
It's a big rock. It's like 30 meters big. It's crazy. And yeah, 2024, of course, Webflow Conf, and then meeting Chris Doe, having a one-on-one conversation with him. That's also on my YouTube. So that's been the years where I could do these things because I went through those hardships before, and I'm very glad about it. I think all those experiences, you know, if you can take them and learn from them, you know, there's no regret, basically. You do these things and you're very happy you experience it. And then came 2025. So at the beginning of the year, the end of last year, the beginning of the year, my father got very sick. He landed in the hospital. He was not sure for a couple of days whether he would live. And also a very good friend of mine also got into very, very bad disease where it wasn't sure if he's going to make it. They both made it, but these experiences made me question a lot of things. To be honest, everything. I questioned myself, how I was taking care of the people that I love, that I care about, if I was doing enough. At the same time, I had this project, basically, the biggest project at the time, for a very, very big company. You can check it out now, actually. I cannot say the name, but it's basically I developed a site for them to present at the World Economic Forum. So it's a big client. At the same time as that thing launched, I wasn't paid for anything. A lot of client payments got delayed, and I was virtually broke at the moment. That was beginning of the year. So me launching the biggest project at the time in my career, and nothing to show for it. Plus the private things that were obviously way more heavy for me. And so I realized that I had to change things. I had to grow. I had to grow again. When I got that project in 2022, that's a Middle Eastern client, I started focusing on the Middle East and doing development mainly for them. It was good because you could have a few clients through who you would work with all the governments and big entities and so on, but you would be reliant on them. The payments would be late, but you would get them, and they would pay good, but at some point it bite me back. And so that's when I had to change my approach. So basically the whole year has been about rebuilding a new pipeline. It's been about moving away from the Middle East, starting to work more with local clients again, German clients, people from the UK, of course, from the US. And it took a long time because obviously I was more or less gone, right? I was meeting you guys and, you know, posting a little bit on socials, but like I wasn't never trying to get clients here, right? So that took the whole year, and it was a hard phase. It still goes on, although now it's very busy and there's a lot of flow, and that's good. But yeah, I think what's good is that I looked through my pictures yesterday and I realized how many great moments there were this year as well. And I think that is what I want to keep from this year, the good moments and the growth that came from it. And yeah, I remember 1 month ago, suddenly, within 48 hours, 5 projects. Suddenly you're back on track. It's like, it happens in a moment sometimes. Like, you are not supposed to have those projects. You're not supposed to have those opportunities if you're not ready for them in the moment. Like, that's what I've experienced. The moment you are mentally ready for them, you will get the opportunity. And then you have to deliver. And right now I'm trying to deliver. And I'm growing over my capacity. And it will take some time, but I hope that in the next couple of months I will get to that level that I want to get to. And that's going to be the next 100 days. That's what I call it as the last chapter. For me, it's adapting to a new standard. The way we worked in the UAE was way different from the UK and the US. So I'm learning a lot here, really a lot. I used to only use client first, you know, the framework. Now I have to learn the other frameworks, you know, a bit more. I realized that you guys all use components, which we didn't do there, you know. So it's like, I learned shit that you've learned the last years. And I need to catch up. But that's what we do. You know, we keep growing, we keep learning, we keep going. And by March 2026, it will be 7 years of Freelancer, hopefully in a very good position. I am very positive it's going to be a very, very good position by then. And yeah, that's been the 7 years, basically. Do you have anything specific? You can also ask later. It's fine. Any questions? Oh, do you have a question? Yeah? Sure.
Do you still have a coach?
Quick one, sorry.
Yeah.
Do you still have a coach nowadays?
If I still have a coach?
Yeah.
Not like I used to. Like back then I would have like individual coaches or like the coaching program. Now it's more indirect mentors, I would say. I try to learn from people who are ahead.
Just on the coaching thing, was
Yeah.
that 7,000 you spent on it? Do you look back and think that was well spent?
Absolutely. Basically, they made me commit to a plan.
Yeah.
And I got to 10K a month, so like that was well spent, of course.
Do you think if they'd only charged 700, that wouldn't have been the outcome? That part of the financial commitment is
100%.
Yeah, interesting.
The financial commitment was the reason it worked.
And then the content as well would have helped.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I followed the plan, right? It's like build your portfolio, position yourself, market, and you have to do it over a course of 6 months, right? Or even longer. You can't expect the results of getting clients in a week. So, yeah, definitely. But I try to learn from everybody. I can learn from everybody. I see that now, and that's a good thing. Yeah. So, how long have you been going? This was long.
Yeah, we need to wrap up shortly.
Oh my
It's
days,
nearly
I'm
half an hour.
yeah, I've been telling a lot of stories. Has it been good?
Yeah, so
Okay,
really
good. That's good to hear. Well then, 4 lessons for the end for my 19-year-old self. Basically, just start, build stuff, and help without expectation. If you're starting out, don't look for the money. Look for growth. Look to help people. Just like you saw with my first year, helping my siblings. Then it gets to me helping my relative, and then suddenly you get paid project because you learn as you build. Join communities, make friends, help each other win. You're already doing it since you're here, so it helps a lot. It's a good thing. Commit. So committing means if you really, really want to do it, if you really, really want to Be a freelancer if you're now starting out, or if you really want to build this agency, commit, Eliminate the alternatives. I didn't have the alternative and I didn't want it. I didn't want the plan B. I knew I will make the plan A work. And then you will go beyond what you think you're capable. And then once you have the freedom, use it. Experience, travel, meet new people, be open for new thoughts, new ideas. Don't be closed, don't be stubborn. I'm a very stubborn person. I'm opening up slowly. It's working slowly. And that is thanks to going through all the cultures and seeing all of you guys and hearing from you. Listen. To listen is really good. Yeah. That's the 4 key things. And then I would like to go with a short, maybe not so short outro. Let me see. It's like 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes is
We
fine.
got it. Yeah, we got it. All right. Okay. I'm just reading through this. I'm like, okay, that's very personal.
Ah.
But I don't care. The message will go out. I will see it in a couple of years and say thank you. So, the outro message. When I turned 16, I started asking questions. Questions about life and why we exist on this planet. When you are younger, you don't think about it. You live your life and enjoy what you got. But over the years, it became more difficult for me. I had troubles keeping up with my motivation for perfect grades in school. I felt excluded in my class. And after 10 years of playing together, I had to move on from my local football team and friends. I've always been okay with spending time alone, whether it was winning math competitions, beating the best players on FIFA, or my hunger for endurance sports. My 10,000 hours were spent towards becoming the best at whatever I did. Competing and winning was my obsession. Hard work is good, and I've always committed 100% to what I do. But deep down I realized, at that age, 16, 17, that the sole achievement in itself does not fulfill a man. So I had to look for deeper meaning. I've been raised in a traditional Catholic household. It was less about going to church or fulfilling rituals. My family focused on passing good values down to me, being kind, respectful, standing up for others, doing the right things. But in the young, naive pursuit for an answer to why, I questioned these things. I would argue that me having a very analytical brain, I went straight to the foundation. Does God exist? If there are good and bad values, it means we must assume there's a creator. So where is the proof? I took an extra curriculum for religion in school. The materials I learned from were telling stories, church history, rituals, but it didn't answer my question. In hindsight, the search was not deep enough, but with the information I had, I took a nihilist stance, accepting that there is no God, that there are no rules, that nothing has meaning, and that we can do with life whatever we want without consequences. The decision seemed logical to me, but it led me into a dark path of decline. I won't mention the drugs and addictions that manifested during that period. It's long ago and I barely remember my life back then. All I know is that it was dull and a whole lot of nothingness. And March 2019 was a turning point. From my father, I have stumbled across potential evidence that God indeed does exist. One man, through his presentations from the 90s, explained his change from atheism to recognizing God's existence, all through science. My search to find my personal truth took multiple months. Step by step, I uncovered more and more proof across all areas. Geology, archaeology, history, the evidence mounted. For anyone who knows me, I'm a very stubborn man. I don't change my opinion lightly, especially when it comes to such a big question. I will read it as I wrote it, because that's how I mean it. However, when I discovered the evidence for Mount Sinai, the place where Moses received the 10 Commandments 3,500 years ago, the very foundation of the Bible, I was shocked. The Exodus, where God miraculously led the Israelites out of Egypt, as the largest supernatural event in history, showed to have actual physical proof lying in today's Saudi Arabia. And it only fell short of the resurrection of Jesus Christ, the most well-documented event of ancient history that started a movement reaching billions of people today. I wrestled for days and weeks, but I could not deny God anymore. For the record, this is not me telling you to believe in God or follow any religion. I'm not part of any church. I live my faith in private, and I don't let anybody tell you what you should believe on what right or wrong is. Indeed, you should find out yourself. If you care to know the answer, take the scientific approach. Research yourself, compare arguments from all sides, and make your informed decision. As famous Professor Anthony Flew once said, follow the evidence wherever it may lead you to. I'm opening up about this and telling you this story for one reason only. For me personally, knowing that a creator exists, someone who loves us, is interested in us, and wants us to be happy, is likely the reason why I'm still alive today. And it is the core reason why I became an entrepreneur. I wanted to become what he intended for each one of us to be like, free and happy. COVID made me want to escape. My fuel was fear. It works to a certain point, but fear only pushes you so far until you're comfortable again. The truth is, I have been comfortable up until the beginning of this year. I'm now working to fix the leaks I ignored in my business and personal growth for years. And as long as I keep showing up and working hard every day, I believe everything will stabilize very soon. By then, it will be 7 years of Freelancer. Just a few last sentences. We're almost there. What may the next 7 years look like? Remember, in the beginning, we talked about setting goals and knowing what or who you work hard for. So here's my new perspective on this. I never had a girlfriend. I never dated or asked anyone out. I was always too shy about it, up until 5 weeks ago. During this brief but very real relationship, I have learned more about life than the past years combined. And one particular moment stands out. When she laid her head on my shoulder, I understood. I thought I knew what love was, but now for the first time in my life, I actually felt it with my heart. Once you find someone you would go to war with, this is when you become a man. And for such a man, nothing is too hard. His hard work, sacrifice, and love becomes his purpose. So fear will only get you so far, but true love will push you further than anything else. So use it to become the person you're destined to be. Thank you.
Oh, Davor, that was incredible. Bring it in. Oh.
Thanks.
London Webflow.